Hello, this is Manish Patel from EchimokuTrade.com. Today is August 6, 2012. This is our weekly Ichimoku analysis for the currency markets. Before we begin, this is our normal disclaimer to state this is for educational use only. All charts you're going to see today for the currency video is going to be from Thinkorswim from TD Ameritrade. The music you're going to hear in the background is going to be from Guitaro. It's been a while since we've done our weekly videos. Reason why we've been doing some website changes, and summer months are kind of crazy, where a lot of traders need to just kind of stay out of the markets as much as possible. There have been a couple of trends here and there, but nothing that's been long-lasting at all, where you're going to get about 300 to 500 pips from them on a long-term basis from one particular instrument. And we'll go for all those currency pairs in just a moment. Here's my contact details here. You can contact us at info@eiicapital.com. You could access any of our free video tutorials under the education section under the website. Also, you could access Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff, information there too. And you could also access our email alerts for multiple time frame signals at the website too. Okay, so let's begin. And what we're going to do is we're going to begin by looking at the currency heat map. Let's shrink this down and move to currencies. Okay, that's a little hard to see, so I'm going to zoom in some, and that's still a little hard to see. So we're going to do this, maybe one level. So we're going to do this a little. It's a little harder, but I could kind of read off everything so you guys can see it. I can't tweet this perfectly. Nope. Okay. So anyways, what we're looking for is basically, the very first thing you're looking for is the same color on both the daily and weekly. Remember, we're going through and looking for trends, which are pretty much the biggest profit makers out there, which they'll require the lowest risk, highest reward potential. We're not talking about counter trends in these videos at all, so we're looking for long-term trends that are established. Whether you're a day trader, long-term position trader, or a medium position trader, it doesn't matter. So what we're looking for is the same color first to begin with on both the daily and weekly. And then what we're looking for is basically a number 2 or a number 4 on basically the daily time frame, with a 2, 4, or 5 on the weekly time frame. And once you get that, that's basically a multiple time frame signal. And it'll be a 2 time frame because we're only looking at daily, weekly. If you start combining all these, it'll be a multiple time frame. A 5 typically means the trend's already started, and if you get a 5 that's not in black letters but it's different color letters, that typically means that it's in an overextended situation. That means you're definitely too late for the trend moving forward. Okay, so if you look here, there's a 5 there, so there's nothing going on there, nothing going on here at all. And if you just scroll down this list, you really see there's not many opportunities at all. Here's an opportunity here, which is basically pound yen. We'll definitely look at that one because that's a 4 on 4, so that's 2 time frame sell on both the daily and weekly, and that looks like a really good opportunity there. So we'll verify that with the charts. There's conflict here for the Singapore yen, and then scrolling down, you really don't see anything there at all. So let's just go through and start looking at all the currency pairs, but pay attention to the pound yen because that definitely is a multiple time frame signal. Okay, so let's start going through all these currency pairs. Start going from the very beginning. Let's look at Australian CAD. Here's Australian CAD. Remember, on the left hand side is basically a daily time frame. On the right hand side is basically the weekly time frame. What I'm going to do is zoom out a little here. You can see the Australian CAD on a weekly time frame is pretty much just sitting there going sideways in a high range and low range. Here's the bottom of the range right there. Top you could kind of view as close to here or here, whichever way you want to view. The sentiment is bullish right now, but it's not trending at all. Probably needs about one little pullback if possible. If you look at the daily time frame, this is basically a bullish trend that's starting to occur. We are at a minor resistance level right now, and the major resistance level, you're going to sit there and keep on going, but we are at a minor one right now. The major one's going to be roughly right here at basically 685. Okay, so if you look at support resistances for this particular currency pair, 454 is basically next support. Resistance is basically going to be around 650 to about 685, roughly around that range. But in the daily time frame, it's definitely a trend, but that's pretty much just getting to the top of the range as far as the weekly is telling us. So at that point, it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens. So you look for these support resistances to price to get there, and then you could see exactly which way you want to trend. Australian Switzy, nothing really to talk about there. It's trending above the time frames right now. It broke this resistance here, which is basically at 154. It's at an all-time high, I believe. Let's double check that. Let's get some more data. Nope, not its all-time high. So basically, if you look here, there's a point right here. We've already gone past there. So if you look at this, this is pretty much, looks like we're starting to move to the next support resistance area. This is going to be the next minor resistance here. Major resistance is going to be here basically at 689, but the minor one we're approaching slowly, which is at 420. But remember, that's on a long-term basis because we're looking at a weekly chart. So this does have a little more room to go, I think, before we could sit there and get there. If you look here on the daily, this thing's been going very, very strong. Hasn't even experienced a medium pullback at all. So Switzy pairs have been slow movers, but this one finally started moving. And unfortunately, you know, if you look at it, it's about 500 pips. Finally, it's taken off on the last couple of months. So this has been a great one of the Switzy pairs out there. All the other Switzy pairs are moving, but they're just slow. Australian yen looks like basically a bullish trend starting to happen here on the daily time frame, but if you look at the weekly time frame, there's not really much going on at all. The sentiment is bullish, but it looks like it's going to start there running into resistance at 83.61. Support basically is going to be 81.56 moving forward. Australia, New Zealand, nothing really going on at all. This thing's just consolidating right now. Basically, resistance is going to be 3076. Support basically off of this particular currency pair. We're at a minor one right now. The major one's going to be at 2796 moving forward. Australian Singapore dollar, again, this is basically, looks like it's trying to start a bullish trend. It completely hasn't taken off yet, but it can anytime if it just gets there and starts going with vengeance. Unfortunately, it's running into a weekly resistance at 3200. Support basically for this particular currency pair is going to be right around 3000 moving forward. Just scrolling down this list, Australian USD, if you look here, I'll just remove this. This is a student account, so I'm just going to remove this so you can see everything clearly. It's basically, it's starting a trend here slowly, but it hasn't taken off at all. It's at a minor resistance level right now, but this thing definitely needs a pullback before it can sit there and take off. Pullback levels here, you're going to see it basically, it's kind of strange, but if you can sit there and pull back close to 221, that would be a great level for it to get to. However, I don't know if it's going to get that far. If anything, we need it to at least get to 850. 384 before it starts making a move up. Major resistance level, of course, is going to be here at 767. Okay, CAD Switzy. This has been going up. This is not as smooth as the Australian Switzy, but is still trending upwards here, as you can see. This thing has moved about 200 pips, so this has moved just like all the other Switzy pairs. But Australian Switzy is probably still the best one moving forward. CAD Yen. Let's remove all this stuff. Sorry, this is my play account here, so we got a lot of little orders and levels and stuff like that because of all the seminars we do. So I'm just going to delete everything in here. Let's just do this. If you look here, pound yen, really nothing going on at all. Major resistance for this one's going to be 89.67. Major support is going to be 77.71 moving forward. Let's see, Switzy, we'll just cover the Switzy pairs in a minute. Switzy yen, we'll look at that one here. If you look at Switzy yen right now, minor resistance level is going to be 81. Sorry, major resistance level is going to be 81.33, which we kind of bounced off. Major support is going to be 79.87, so we got to see exactly what's going to happen with that between those two levels. Right now, we are, if you look at the weekly time frame, we are bearish trending to the downside. However, we're caught between two support resistance levels, so we got to see exactly what's going to happen to move forward. If nothing to do. Let's go look at the Euro pairs. Euro Australian still go trending downwards here on both the daily and weekly. So we're still moving down here. Nothing really to talk about on that one. It could sit there and keep on going for a long time. Because remember, what goes up can go down. You can't see those support areas here because you have to go way back. But they do have support areas there. It's not even worth scrolling back because no one's going to be looking at that. Euro CAD. This is bearish trending on the weekly time frame. It's kind of undergoing a pullback level on the daily time frame. It's starting to get weak. Minor resistance level is going to be 25.42 moving forward on this one. Support level is going to be 23.23 moving forward. Euro Switzy, really not doing for anything at all. Definitely stay away from that one since that's being pegged. I don't even know why we're looking at Euro Czechoslovakian. Euro Pound. Euro Pound here, as you can see, bearish trending on both time frames, daily and weekly. However, the daily is now engaging a major pullback right now. It kind of bounced off a major resistance level at 79.56. So we got to see this thing break 79.56 to start a major pullback upwards. If it does, then this is going to sit there and have a chance to get all the way back to 81.30. But we have to see for it to pretty much close on a daily time frame above 79.56 moving forward. Support level on this one's going to be 78.68. If it does sit there and break that level, then this thing's going to keep on going a little lower, believe it or not. So it's only time will tell what's going to happen on that one. Euro Yen. Really nothing going on this one. It's at a major resistance level right now at 97.69, which it kind of bounced off. It's got to break that in order to start going bullish and kind of confirm a double bottom here. If it breaks that level and closes above the 79.69, does have a potential of going to 102.67, but we got to wait for that to be basically broken. Minor support level is going to be 95.95 moving forward. Euro New Zealand is bearish trending on both daily and weekly, so nothing really to talk about on that one there. Euro USD, I think everyone's looking at here. Basically, it's still bearish trending on as far as the weekly is concerned. It is at a minor support level right now. Sorry, minor resistance level right now, which is kind of broken through, but we've got to kind of see what happens by the end of this week. It's got to sit there and close above 23.60 by the end of the week. If it does have a potential of going higher, maybe to 27.63 in the next couple of weeks or next couple of months, believe it or not. The daily is kind of destroyed now, where it's kind of going down, but now it's sitting there into a consolidation pattern and big swings, believe it or not, for the last month and a half. So nothing really going on as far as short-term daily is concerned. Pound Australian, as you can see here, this is a bearish trend here on the daily time frame here. However, it's basically it just in a consolidation pattern here as far as the weekly is concerned. And you can see here we kind of got to a minor support level right now, but we do have the potential coming all the way down to here, which is the bottom of the range, and here's the top of the range right there. So 45.71 is going to be its major support moving forward. Our resistance is going to be 49.71. A pound CAD. Again, this is starting to start a bearish trend here to the daily side, and if you look here, it's just pretty much getting to all these little pivots here, which are minor support levels there. So this thing has a lot of obstacle to basically to break in order to go down. However, if it does break this obstacle right here, which is 54.67, this thing is going to sit there and probably tank to a whole new level, where every level down it could pretty much move 200 pips down until it sits there and gets this major level down here at 5000. So there is a potential for the CAD to pretty much get strong against the pound. Definitely sit there and look at this trade and keep your risk very low moving forward. Pound Switzy, nothing really going on here. It was trending to the bullish side. Now it's basically undergaging a major pullback. Levels of 51.74 as resistance, and support is basically going to be right around 57.98 moving forward. Let's move forward. Pound Yen. This basically looks like a major trend here, a multiple time frame sell we're looking at. Here, it's got to break its support levels here. Once it does have to break that support level, then it has the potential coming here and then breaking through. But this does have the biggest potential, believe it or not, to sit there and tank even further to a whole new level. And if it could sit there and break 117.15, which is on a weekly time frame. So there's minor levels here, which are basically 121.03, which we're very close to. If it could break that, then it definitely will have a chance to get to 117. Gets to 117, then it does have a potential to go into a whole new leg going downwards. Pound New Zealand, if you look here, this is starting a bearish trend already. It's already moving down here. If you look here on the weekly time frame, this is just getting to basically major support, which is 86.68 moving forward. Minor resistance level is going to be 94.01 moving forward, but you could see this is overextended from the top of our screen. Okay, and Pound New Zealand, sorry, Pound USD, nothing really going on. This thing's just going sideways right now. Resistance level is going to be 57.83 moving forward. Support level is going to be basically 55.21 moving forward on that one. New Zealand CAD, if you look here, New Zealand CAD is starting a trend here. It's really got to sit there and confirm and break above this level with vengeance. If not that one, definitely this one here. So I would kind of say that you have a minor resistance level at 82.74 moving forward, and support level is going to be 80.63 for this particular pair. New Zealand Switzy, this is being bullish trending just like the Australian Switzy, being very strong moving forward. So both the Australian and New Zealand have been very strong against the Switzy, and has been for a little while now. New Zealand yen, nothing really going on right now. It's just getting to the top of its pivot point resistance right now, 64.39. Kind of bounced off there. This thing really needs to sit there and go with vengeance in order to start a trend. Really hasn't done so at all. Major support level is going to be 62.70 moving forward. New Zealand USD, nothing really going on here. Looks like it's starting to try to start a trend here, but it looks like it'll probably get to about 82.65, which is its next major resistance, and basically the major support is going to be right around 80.14 moving forward. US CAD. US CAD here does look like it's starting to break. The sentiment's finally bearish here, but doesn't look like it's starting a trend right now. This over here looks like it's starting a trend, but this is not looking good, believe it or not. Reason why the Ichimoku elements are not aligned. So I'll be very careful on this one moving forward. Definitely on this, and because if you look at it, the weekly looks very ugly here. Support level is basically going to be 99.46 moving forward. Resistance level is going to be basically 105 moving forward. US Switzy, nothing really going on at all. The daily just looks really weird. It's better to trade Australian Switzy and New Zealand Switzy than this one. So be very picky with what currency pairs you pick. US yen, this is another one that does have a potential, just like the pound yen, to sit there and tank very heavily. It's got to break the support level of 77.67 moving forward, and it's got to break the resistance level of 79.25. So it's kind of trapped between those two different worlds right now in order for it to make a decision. Excuse me. And lastly, US Singapore dollar. This is starting a bearish trend here. It's been going for a while. It looks like it's in there trying to get to its major resistance support level, which is going to be here at 23.73 moving forward. Resistance for this one is going to be 25.71 moving forward. That's it for this week. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Please provide us feedback here at info@eiicapital.com. Also, please try out our multiple time frame signals at ichimokutrade.com. You can see 4, 5, 6, and 7 time frame email opportunities there, which will help you increase your probability of success. Thank you and have a good week.